Hello, we're back. Okay, where were we? So, in case anybody is tuning in for the first time, what we're doing this weekend is building a hackathon project for the Learn with JSON Web Dev Challenge. The theme this go around is monsters. So, like, if monsters were real, what kind of an app would you build to help with that in whatever, you know, open to interpretation what that means. Here, let me share my screen. So, this is the prompt that we're working off of. Whoops, not that. Here, I'll drop this link in the chat. Paste. So what I started doing, so yesterday, well, backing up. So the assignment is you have 4-ish hours to build this app. It's like you spend 30-ish minutes doing design, 4-ish hours doing the development, and then you submit it. So yesterday we did the design stage, and then we did the first couple of hours, like the first 2-ish hours of development. We didn't make it that far, but we we made some progress. I feel like we've got a lot of building blocks in place now where once we need to add new features, now we're doing more pattern matching as opposed to figuring out how to fit the stuff together from scratch. So hopefully it will go faster now, but famous last words, I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, let's catch you all up. So where we left off, let me switch my tabs. So last time we set up the basics of our app, or actually, let me back up. Let's talk about what we're building. So we're building, I came up with an idea for a name. It's campy, but I'm going to call it the Monster Match, like the Monster Mash, but matching. The idea is that if monsters were real, I'm making the assumption that, like, let's not judge them just because they're monsters. Let's, like, try and make an effort to accept them into our communities. And so this app is to be kind of like a cultural exchange program where, monsters and humans can sign up and browse through profiles of other people on the site and then connect with them. And then, someday they could chat with each other, kind of like a dating app, but the intention is not for dating. The intention is to build cultural connections. But whatever, people are going to use it for what they're going to use it for. But so we're starting with that as the sort of MVP. And then we're using, so the tools that you're supposed to use for the hackathon are Clerk for authentication stuff, Convex for back-end database things and other stuff, but I'm using it for database stuff. And then Raycaster, what's it called? I'm not using that one. It was you could pick Raycast, which is more like tool stuff. It's shortcuts, productivity tools. So we're not using that one this time, but maybe next time. I figured 2 new things feels like enough new things to learn for today. And it ended up being a bunch of other stuff too, because we were learning. Here, let's look at what we've got so far. So yesterday come on. Whoops, that's not it. This one. So yesterday we set up the skeleton of this app. And so we're using Vite and React, and then to get pages, we're doing React Router, and then this is the page that we were working on yesterday to try and get this database. So here we set up. Well, I guess the template came with Clerk already set up, and you had to add some keys and URLs and stuff, but that wasn't too bad. And then now we've got some fake accounts. So in our Clerk dashboard, how do I find... So we've got some test users that we made. I'm going to have to make more of these probably, but we'll get to that later. So we've got some test users, and then they can sign in. And then in Convex, we have this table to track our users. And right now we're just tracking the Clerk ID so that we can connect it to the user, the currently signed in user. And then we're tracking their species, so whether they're a monster or a human. And then this doesn't fully work yet, but if I guess it kind of works. it works enough for now. We can come back and improve it later, but time constraints. This hackathon is a good learning experience for me. I tend to be somebody who likes to do a lot of planning, and so this is a good growth opportunity to just like try stuff, focus on limiting the scope to just the bare minimum. We're learning. We're learning a lot of stuff. So here, if you select, or actually, I guess I'm a monster, but let's select human just to see what happens. So when I save this, oh, actually, is anything even going to happen? Am I running this? Nope. App is not running. Oops. What are we doing? pnpm run dev. That's another thing that I'm learning too, is pnpm stuff. So it's like pnpm, React router, Convex, Clerk, probably some other stuff too. Okay, so this is open. I don't need this in a second window. Leave me alone. Okay, so we've got this running. Yay. So now, let's try this again. So if I'm signed in, I select human, and then I save it. Ooh, do I need to refresh this? I guess it was working yesterday. Maybe not anymore. What did I break? Okay. Let's see. Well, I guess this is a good opportunity to talk through what the code is doing so far. So on this page, so we've got the edit profile page. So what should be happening is that when this loads, here, let's close this. We've got some state stuff to track, just like what is the currently selected radio button. And then handle species change. Oh, yeah, that's related to that state stuff. And then for this one, so it tries to get the currently signed in user by using this use query. This is a convex thing. So it's calling a convex function that we have. Let me turn off the pop-ups because that's annoying me. Too many. How do I turn you off? Maybe it just needs a second. Oh, there we go. It was just thinking. Oh no. Leave me alone. Okay. So, there's no good place to not hover on stuff. So then this calls a convex function that we wrote. This lives in this convex folder users file. And what this does is it's got this function that runs. And so this is going to, well, I guess when this is testing my recall. Okay, so when this function gets run, then convex, oh my God, leave me alone. Convex is going to, really got to figure out how to stop that. Convex is going to, sorry, let's start that over. When this get current user function runs, Convex is going to check with Clerk, like on the back end, Convex is going to check with Clerk to see, hey, does this JSON web token jot that I have, that I got with this request as the like authorization header, is that jot legit? And then if it is, then Convex will add authentication, the user's authentication information to this context.auth object, and then you can use this get user identity to like pull out data from the jot. And so then if they, what is this, return? Okay, so then if they are signed in, like if the current user is signed in, then we'll go and see if a record, no, if a document for them exists in this users table, and we check to see whether the clerk ID, which is this, matches what came out of that clerk jot. I keep wanting to say jot token, but I guess that's redundant. Like, see what came out of the clerk jot, and then return that to whoever called this. So that was our edit profile page. Here, let's close some other tabs. Close others, and then let's open this edit profile page again. So yeah, that's how we check to see if the, God, this really sucks. Stop it. Do I have to reload this somehow? Why doesn't that turn off? Settings. Settings.json. There must be a way to turn this off. These are all off. I mean, do I have to manually save this? Let's see. Ugh, I can't live like this. Okay, let me try reopening this. What am I gonna do? Let's stop this, and then let's do teach this, and we'll reopen it again. Is this gonna open it in another window? Did that do anything? I don't know why those won't turn off. Settings.json. Backup and sync settings? Or maybe workspace? No. Okay, hang on. A quick Google. VS Code, turn off hover. Hover tooltips. Editor hover enabled false. Did we not do that? Edit in settings.json. There are two panes. Okay. Well, let's see. Suggestions. Can we do it in here? Suppress suggestions. Let me scroll. Other. Let's change this to off. And then let's change. Controls how inline suggestions interact with the suggest widget. If enabled, the suggest widget is not shown automatically. I mean, that's not really... It's less about this. Is suggestions autocomplete? Or maybe hover. Prefer showing hovers above the line. Controls whether hover is shown. Okay, did I not? Is that not what I did? Editor, hover. Oh, enabled? Maybe that's what it was. Hooray, freedom. Okay. All right, a tangent. What were we talking about? So that still doesn't tell me why this doesn't work. So I would expect that this, because then if they're not in the user, oh, actually, no, this does make sense. Okay, it's because we didn't finish this. So here, let me delete this. Well, here. So the reason that it's not working is because I didn't actually put in the logic yet for updating if the current user already exists in the database. So what's happening is this get current user function is saying like, okay, go look and check and see if there is a user where the clerk ID matches this current user's clerk ID. And so it does. It finds that, which then means, here, if we open the console, I think I've got console logs galore in here. Oh, connection refused. Oops, because I turned it off again. What am I doing? pnpm run dev. So let me start this up again. Okay. It's going to open a bunch of tabs, which I don't want. Leave me alone. Okay, here we go. So what were we doing? So it's finding, this is the user, this is this identity object from Clerk that it's getting from Clerk. So this is the information that it gets from the jot. And then here, this current user is what's getting returned by this useQuery function. So here, this is this empty array, or I guess it's not empty, and that's the problem, is that there's something in this array now, which then this logic here is checking to see if it's empty, then create a new one, but it's not empty, so we're not getting in here. But if I delete this, and then I haven't added the logic yet for if there is an existing one, because then we would want to update the existing user instead of creating a new one. But I didn't make it that far. So let's just prove that this works. Let's prove that we did something yesterday. So I'm going to delete this just so that it will start fresh again. So now if I were going to, let's see, is this, yeah, so this is a monster. So I'm going to say I'm a monster, and then I'm going to save the changes. And now we see that this shows up here. Oy. So yeah, that's where we got yesterday. I also, after the stream ended, I went and added some super basic styles because it just looked a hot mess when we left off, and I couldn't stand it anymore. So this is still mediocre at best, but miles better than it was yesterday. So what are we gonna do today? I mean, the goal is to finish this. I don't know how far we're actually gonna make it. That seems like I don't know. This might be the like MMVP, the minimalist of possible feature sets. I'm thinking I might leave this as is for now. So every user, it's like you can only do this edit profile form the one time. I guess I don't know why you would need to update your species. Who knows? This is a made up scenario. Maybe people can change their species down the line. the humans become monsters. Or I guess if you're like, you know, you're a human and then you get bit by a werewolf or something. Yeah, I'm going to leave it. Eventually, you would be able to update this, but for now, we're going to ignore that. Everybody can set their species one time, and then that's it. But now what we need to do... So we need to do this like homepage, right? Because the meat of this is this homepage where you should be able to look and see. So if I am a human, then the homepage should show me a list of all of the monsters on the app. And then, you know, I should be able to... Someday there would be like a, you know, more profile information, like a little about me section or like your general location. But scope creep, we're not doing that today. So bare minimum, there's this like connect button that you can click on somebody's profile. And then this is where like the data model gets a little bit more complicated. So then we need like a way to track connections between users, so that like if I have connected with this monster and then this monster also wants to connect with me, then we should be able to trade contact information, probably just your email to start. So that feels like the next big step. So I guess maybe let's add in some more test users, because I'm gonna need at least a couple. Let's add in a couple of monsters and a couple of humans. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Okay. Clerk. I think I can create users from in here. What was the... So this test... I don't know if I still need this, because this clerk test part of the email was the way to get around, like if I sign out and then I want to create a new account. Like normally this would do a whole... They send you a verification email and then you accept it, but I don't have a bunch of fake emails. So I didn't... So there's this page in the clerk docs that says if you add this plus clerk _ test, you can get a fake... Or basically it'll skip that email verification step. So what am I doing? Monster 2 clerk test at example.com. And then for the password, I'm just using the email as the password. And then the docs say to do 42, 42, 42 for this. So I don't know why this opens in... What if I refresh this page now? Am I signed in as... Yeah, okay. But I guess what happens if I make it through here? Do I need monster 3 at example.com? Will it just skip the whole verification? Can I sign in as this? Monster 3. Oh, okay. So I guess I don't need the clerk test if I'm doing it through the clerk dashboard directly. Okay, that's faster then. So I have human. Okay, so I have 3 monsters. Let's make 3 humans too. So human 2 at example.com. Create. And then let's make human 3 at example.com. Great. So now what? I guess I need these to also end up in my Convex users database, right? Yeah, because I need to have this species field set for each of these users. I guess I can't generate this. I could put their emails in here instead, and then I could just add these manually. I don't know. I was trying to keep the emails out of my database just from like a security perspective. But maybe we don't care. Maybe this is just MVP. What would I have to do to change it? I guess I would come in here, and then this would be this. I would have to change to email, and then this would be identity.email, I'm pretty sure. Console. Yeah, identity.email. And then this one, when I create it, I want to pass in the email instead of the ID. Let's try that again. Let me delete this. And if I... Who am I signed in as? So I'm a monster. Save changes. Okay, maybe this is fine. Because now I can just add some more. Oh, great. Okay, so I had 6 altogether, right? 3 monsters. 1. Okay, 6. So I need 5 new objects, I guess, because I already created one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, let's come down here. Where's my dashboard? Let's do some, whoops. I thought that was gonna be, okay, so let's, I just want to copy this text. Fine, I'll type it. So who did we already make? We made monster 3, so monster 2 plus clerk test at example.com. And then we've got monster clerk, underscore test at example.com. And then we've got some humans, human plus clerk test at example.com. All right, human 2 at example.com. And human 3 at example.com. All right, species, you're a monster. You're a monster. You're a human. You're a human, and you're a human. Save. Ugh, wow. I'm glad I didn't have to log out, log in as a different user, fill out the form. Okay, we've got some dummy data now. So now let's go to the edit profile page. Oh, no, wait. Now let's go to the home page. So what do we need to do? We need, here, let's close this. What are we going to do? We need to get the current user, and then we need to get the list of users for them to browse. And then this is like, if current user is a human, show monsters. If current user is a monster, show humans. All right. We can do that. So let's get this list of users first. I guess we've got the current user. Okay, let's start with that because we've already done that. We've already done that in here. So I guess let's bring in these imports. I don't need use mutation yet. Well, whatever. We might need it later. This is also an exercise in just like letting the code base be a little messy for now, and then we'll clean it up later. All right, let me shove this down here because I don't really need this yet. Okay, what do we want to return? We want to have something that we show if they're authenticated, and then we want to have something else show if they're unauthenticated. Someday this would be like a, you know, the marketing copy where they're like, oh, why do you want to join this site? But I'm not going to spend time on that. Oh, I forgot to set a timer. Okay. We're going to do 2 hours. Here. Okay. It reminds me of those books, like from when I was little, of like, turn the page when you hear this sound, and then they play a little wind chime. Okay, 2 hours. We're going. Can you see this? Ooh, ooh. Yeah, we're doing it. Hello! Frogger is back. It was 100 degrees, and now it's hailing. Yikes. Those two things don't feel like they go together. Good luck. Oh, this is mad because I'm not returning a single component. Okay. So what do we want to show in here? Let me go back to my... Okay, so we want to go to the home page. And then I guess I'll leave this open just to see what the structure is. Okay, so we've already got a main, so we need like an H1. Browse. Profiles. And then something in here will have like a list of like for each user that we get back, render the user's name, a button to connect. Here, I guess this is users, name, a button to connect. Okay, we'll start with that. Actually, they don't even have names. They don't even have a way to enter names. Maybe we just hand wave this for now. Let's see, can I add that in the dashboard? Ugh, am I gonna have to store this? I'm not sure how to return this data from... Well, I guess I could just return it in the object. because in my functions here, whoops, this is the wrong one. Inside of getCurrentUser, I'm just returning the user from, Convex. So I like need a way to shove in some of the data from Clerk as well. Okay. I guess we can just do that if we just map. I don't know what .collect does. Okay, let's back up before we worry about their names. Let's just get the list of users. So we need to have another function that is like getUsersBySpecies. Export const getUsersBySpecies. And this is going to be a query. Args, we're going to want to pass in the species, which is going to be a string. Right? Is that how you do that? Yeah. And then what? And then I need a handler function. And this is going to have the context. Okay, and I'm going to want to return await context.db, and then I'm going to query the users. I guess let's set up a variable. So I've got const species to get species, or no, args.species is human. So if they're a human, then I want to set this equal to monster. Otherwise, I want to get human. Right? Why are you mad? Ugh, and I turned off the hover. So now I can't see it. I need like a way to turn off some hovers, but not other hovers. Oh well. That's a future problem. Okay, so .collect. I think that this does something to like get this data into an array or something like that. Let's look it up. Convex collect reading data. Collect. Tell me what it means. Aha, okay. Most of our previous examples have ended the document query with .collect, which returns all the documents that match your filters. Okay. Return it as an array. Okay, so I need some kind of filter first. So I'm going to filter so I want to filter the users so that user.fields, I want to get the species, and that should be equal to species to get. Yeah? Okay. Let's see. Oh, I guess it's not going to do anything because I'm not outputting it, but let's go, I guess I don't need that edit profile page. Let's go here and let's, inside of this, what do we need to do? We need to get the current user. Oops, I guess I do need that edit profile page. So I want to copy this stuff where I get the current user. Okay. And now I want to do another query. Okay, so get the list of users for them to browse. Const profiles is going to be use query, and we're calling API.users. What did we call that function? Get users by species. And then we're going to pass in an argument. Species is going to be current user, and this is an array. So we'll get the first thing out of this. Oh, I broke it. Args is not defined at handler. I wonder what that means. Whoops, wrong page. This one. What do you mean? Oh, oops. Okay, fine. You win this time. All right. Refresh this. No, cannot read properties of undefined. Is it not actually an array? Here, let's delete this for now. Let's just hard code it. This is going to be monster. This is an array. So I want to get the first object, and I want to get the species. Is that not? Current species. Current user, get the first thing, and then get the species out of it. Yeah. Maybe that's not what it was mad about. Okay. Console.log. Profiles. Yay! Oh my god. This is so much faster than it was yesterday. Just the development process. Feels good. We've learned things. All right, and we've got a human, and we got another human, and we got another human. Oh my god. Miracles happen. Okay, so now what do we want to do? Now we want to... I guess I want to test this now with a human. Here, let me sign in as a human. Whoops. Come on. just to validate that it works. Oh, whoops. So now this is going to be mad because we're trying to get the current user. We had to do this yesterday too. Okay, well here, let me sign in. Sign in, sign in. Oops. Cannot read properties of undefined. Oh yeah, so we had to do this on the edit profile page too, where it's like you have to have this separated so that like you only render this content component if the user is authenticated, because otherwise if the user is not authenticated, then when I call this query, this use query, it's going to be mad because this function that we wrote, the convex function, assumes that you are authenticated. There's probably a way to do some error handling that's more graceful, but instead of that, I'm going to, what am I going to do? I'm gonna pull this out. Okay, so last time we closed this and then we made another contents. We made another one of these, and then this we're gonna return. We're just gonna return this, and then for this here, we're gonna render content instead. Oof. Okay, maybe that will fix that. Maybe. Let's see. Are you gonna be happy now? No. Caught the error. What if I hard refresh it? No. Why are you mad? I thought this is how we fixed that yesterday. Cannot read properties of undefined. Reading 0. Is the current user... Well, I guess we can just... What if we just put this in a try catch? And we'll just will that do anything? Error, rendered more hooks than during the previous render. Okay, maybe it just hadn't reloaded. Here, what if we close this? No, I don't know what this means. Rendered more hooks than during previous render. Okay. Was doing something like this on the first render. It returned early. It invokes a function inside on click, while the second one every time a component is rendered, render results is invoked. Change your on-click events. understand what that means. Did these need to await? Or no, we said last time they didn't. Except this one wanted us to and was mad that it didn't. I don't know. Let's ignore it for now. Hopefully this doesn't come back to bite us in the butt. All right. So we've got a current user. Whoops. Okay, but we're not console logging profiles. So something is mad in here. Oops. Users, get users by species. Why? Why are you unhappy? Query the users, filter the users. And then collect. What did we do that made that error start showing up? I think it was when we pulled this out into its own thing. So this is, I don't know. Rendered more hooks than during previous. Does this take us? Oh no, this is just this line. Okay. Content 25. I feel like there was something about like, oh, you can't. You have to have your hooks be at the top level of your component. Maybe it's mad about these that we put it in a try catch. Cannot read properties of undefined. Reading 0. So maybe we only want to do this if current user dot length is not 0. Ugh, see, but now it's going to be mad again. Because now I think it's mad because this is not in the... Whoops, this should be current user 0.length. Or no, wait. Current user is an array. What am I trying to do? Error occurred. Whoops, where did it go? What if I just put this? Can you put this in between here? No? Cannot read properties of undefined. So it seems like it's mad because at a certain point, current user is 0, or current user is an empty array, which means like it thinks that we're not authenticated. Even though I thought that we were. Let's just comment out all of this for the moment. Let's reload this to double check. Am I in fact? Yeah, so I am logged in. And then let's start with this. Who is the current user? So I don't know why it renders the first couple of times as not authenticated. Because I thought that this thing should only render content if I am authenticated. Let's look up how this works. Let's close this. Or no, I want to close the window. So what's this? Retrieving results. Finding the first results. Okay, let's not get distracted. So we were trying to do authenticated. We wanted to see what that... I wish that it would just... Let's see. If I put this in... auth in functions. If you're using convex auth, I'm not. Oh no, wait, it's not in functions. Clerk auth. No, just clerk. Okay. Where is this coming from? This authenticated comes from Convex React. So let's find authenticated. I was really hoping that this would tell me, because I want to figure out like what this is actually doing. Maybe it shows up somewhere else too. Authenticated. Create a shell that will let the user sign in and out. Because the content component is a child of authenticated, within it and any of its children, authentication is guaranteed, and convex queries can require it. Okay, I guess, do I need to just update this query to also have this? I want to only show, I only want to do this if the user is authenticated. Maybe that makes sense. Oh, whoops, I have to uncomment this now. What's this gonna do? See, that doesn't do anything. Cannot read properties of undefined. I feel like I'm missing something super obvious. So let's comment this out again. Current user. The current user is an array. I mean, do I have to pull this out? Species to get current user species. Or no, wait. Current species. So I pass in this. Console.log. Current species. Current species is a human. Yes, indeed. So now I want you use query. I'm calling this. Species is going to be current species. What? I guess, does it just not like me calculating a variable here? Let's just try this again. If this goes here, is it going to throw an error? No? What did I do that was different? Undo, 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 undo. What is happening? Current user 0.species. Okay, but if I just change this to current species, are you going to work? What? We all saw that, right? It was working for a second. I don't understand. Did I just spell something wrong? Current species, current species. What is going on? We commented this out. No, now it's still mad. Why did you work for a hot second? I don't like that this is happening inconsistently, where it like looked like it was working, and then now it's not. Do I need to like turn off a cache or something? Is that what's happening? How do I do that? No. Let's see. Arc, disable, cache. This is maybe not what I want. I don't know. Here. Okay. Clear, cache, and refresh. Nope. Because now even the stuff that was working before isn't working. If we console, let's comment this out. This is fine. Comment this in. This is fine. Whoops, this one. Why does the current user start as undefined? Maybe because it's a promise? Do I need to use await? Async. Yeah. Okay, so what are we trying to look up? We've got a problem where arc, or no, not arc, convex function returns undefined on page load. No. Hello, Mr. VDog. Because the call hasn't been made on load. When the call responds, if you're using Clerk for auth, you should be able to use useUser. Oh, okay. There was, I don't know if, like, because I'm using Convex with Clerk, there was like something in the docs that was like, use some other hook instead of useAuth. What am I trying to do? Close this window. Where was it? In here somewhere? It's like, use convex auth instead of Clerk's useAuth. But this only gives you Booleans. Like, it doesn't actually give you the user auth data. Okay, but you're saying to look at Clerk, what was it? Use user. Okay, okay. Is signed in, is Boolean. Okay, this is what I want. The user object. Okay, let's try this. Oh, so glad that you joined. Thanks for the help. Okay, so we want to pull something out of React. Clerk React. Okay, use user from Clerk, woo, React. And then hopefully this will all play nicely. Well, okay, so this is where it gets weird, because this is going to give me the Clerk user, but I need to get the data out of Convex, because in my Convex database, here I've got a list of a list of users. I really shouldn't have named these the same thing, because there's like the user from Clerk, which I'm using in my convex function. But then this current user, this is returning the result of my convex function, which is one of these users. So the problem is this is not, I'm not getting this value back initially. I guess, does this need to be in, do I need to call these? Yeesh. Like I want to do this on page load. I like don't want to render the rest of this stuff until this goes. I forget how to do that. Oh, hello. Thanks for hanging out. If I scroll down more, there's a part about user information. Okay. Yeah. So this comes from Convex. Okay, let's look up useEffects. New tab. React useEffect. Okay, synchronize a component with an external system. Here, let's make this bigger. Okay, because this is stuff where it's like I want to run it. I want to run it once, like when the page loads. Blah, blah, blah. You can only call it if you're not trying to synchronize with some external system. You probably don't need an effect. What does this mean? They let you step outside of React and synchronize your components or the browser DOM if there's no external. Okay, but there is an external system. I guess my Convex is the external system. For example, you can write an effect that keeps a jQuery widget synchronized with the React state. You can also fetch data with effects. Okay. Yeah, I guess I would have thought that this use query would be handling that for me so that I don't have to use an effect. Do. Resetting all state. I don't have state, so that's not the problem. Oh my gosh, this is a long page. Where's the... Whoops. Maybe let's bust out ChatGPT. Okay, I thought I was signed in. Okay, I am still signed in. Okay. All right. What are we asking you? Or here, let's do it in this. I've already got a different thread. I don't know what this means. Okay, so what's the problem? Where did we leave off? This, I'm gonna go up here. So I have a I guess, can I just give it the code? I've forgotten where we left off. Okay, I have a convex function that returns an array of objects from the users table. I'm trying to use the first element from that array as an argument for a subsequent convex function, but I get an error, right? Because this one was fine when we just did one. Ugh. But I get an error when I try to use the operator to get the first element. The error says uncaught type error. Why is this happening? Indicates that the array you are trying to access is either undefined or empty. Yeah, we see that. Specifically, in this case, it means the result of a convex function you're calling is undefined, and when you try to access the first element, yeah, why is it doing that? The convex function is returning undefined. Ensure that your convex query function is correctly fetching and returning the array of users. Did I not await in here or something? We do. Get users query. Ugh. Oh, ChatGPT, this doesn't look right. Okay. Handling the response before accessing elements. If users and, okay. If the function is asynchronous, okay. But then how come it doesn't show, like in the docs it doesn't say that you have to await the use query hook, right? Like all of the examples, here, let's move this up here so I can come back to it later. Right in here, whoops, this is Clerk docs. Oh no. In here, they don't await. Unless this is wrong. What's our time looking like? Ah, 1 hour and 11 minutes. Yeesh. Maybe I'll give myself some buffer for debugging time. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, console.log. Okay, we're doing that. Check the convex function. Make sure that it's returning the expected array. I mean, I guess we can do that to start, right? Just instead of returning this directly. Maybe I don't want to return this directly. Is that the problem? It's returning a promise. But I thought that this collect turns it into an array. Okay, well, const profiles, or I guess let's say users, equals await this thing. Return if users is undefined All right, let's start there. What version of Convex are you using to create these code samples? Because it does not seem, I don't use a specific, knowledge cutoff in 2023. What if you, let me just copy paste the docs into here. Grr, that's annoying. Okay, well, maybe broad strokes. Broad strokes, we can at least use these debugging steps. So let's reload this. Let's go to the home page. Let's not do this. Let's do this. Or I guess let's hard code this again to just be human. All right. Maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe we just hard code this, and then when we demo it, we just only sign in as the kind of person that we want to show. Maybe we start there. We just punt this till later. Okay, let's just add a to-do. To-do. Figure out why I can't dynamically set current species. Example, current species equals current user 0.species. Oh wait, I guess I didn't need to be editing. I didn't need to be editing the get users by species. The problem is this get current user. Okay, well, whatever. We're gonna put a pin in this and come back to it later, maybe. Okay. Yeesh. A whole journey we've been on, and we've not even accomplished anything. All right, well, now we've got a list of profiles. Are these all monsters? Yeah. Yay! The bare minimum. All right, so now I want to map over these. Let's see, how are we doing? Yeah, figure it out later. Hello, Mr. Subtleties. Try meta AI? Okay, I'll have to add that. Whole point in extending the WDC to the community. Nice. Thanks. We're doing our best. Okay. We'll just keep chugging along. Da, 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 da. All right, so now I've got a list of profiles. So I want to map over this. And I want to have, what do I want to return? I want to return, well, I guess I want to list item. Let's just double check this first. So we got this going, we got this going. Yay! All right, now what? Let's do, in here we want to output, ooh, so this is where we wanted the monsters to have names. Let's just add them. Here, let's go in here. Whoops. Ah. Something. Okay, so we need, where did my dashboards go? Oh, they're up here. Scrolling. So this needs to be in Clerk. Okay, who is this? This is a human. I have hard-coded it, so I need to change the monsters. I need to give the monsters some names. Although, how would I even get that out of Clerk? I guess we'll have to update our function, our convex function. Okay, name. Well, here, anybody have any fun monster names? Where do I add it? Oh, here. Steve the werewolf. Save. Okay, that's one. And what about you? Your name shall be... They're all just gonna have human names. Here. Random monster name generator. Monster names. Blaze Claw. Let's move. Da-da-da. Save. We got one more. Anybody have any names they want to drop in? We got one. We got... Oh, did I not save that? I did. Maybe it just doesn't show up if they don't have... Well, here. Blaze Claw the... Here. We're going rogue. Maybe it has to have a first and last name to show up here. And then... Skeleton crocodile. Yeesh. There. An attempt. Okay, so now we've got names in Clerk, but now we have to get these out of Clerk and attach them into this list of profiles. So that's going to have to be in my getUsersBySpecies function. Okay, so I've got a list of users. I guess I could map over those. Oh, but wait, now I have to call Clerk. how am I going to do this? Because for each of these users now, I have to call clerk and get their name. I guess, do I need to store their names in Convex too? Well, I guess let's do that for now, because I'm reasonably confident that that will work, and I don't know how else I would do it. Okay. So, we want to make their name be identity dot, I think there was a field on the jot called new name or something like that, or full name. Template, convex, name. Okay, cool. Comma. And I guess that's not really going to help me. That's not going to help me here, because I'll still have to add them manually into I'll have to manually add them into the Convex dashboard. Whoops, wrong one. Wrong sidebar. Can I add a new column to this? Well, who am I? Human 2, so let's just delete this one, and then we'll create them again. Whoops. Edit profile. I'm a human. And then maybe that will add their name. Nope. Did I do this wrong? Insert. Identity.name. Is that not right? Do I need to just refresh this or something? Why doesn't that work? Current user. Okay, here. Oh, I guess maybe I don't actually have their name. Okay, well that's different from how I thought that this worked, because I thought that the fields that were in here are based on the structure of the jot, but maybe that's not right. Claims. Save. What if I try again? Let's see, who are you? Human 2. Let's delete this. Let's try again. Get current user. Maybe this is where I need to use a different hook. Convex and Clerk. Use authentication state. Okay. Use convex auth when you need to check I guess maybe this is where I use that use user hook. God, how many times can I say use in one sentence? User information in functions. Oh, whoops. You can access information about the current authenticate, like their name. Oh man. Reading. Okay, so this is inside of my component though. But the problem is I need to get user information about different users, not the current user. I guess let's open this in a new tab and see what it does. Okay, so this, I do want a user object, but I want this use user hook maybe. This is only the current user. How do I get different users? Maybe it doesn't want me to. How do I get, or no, how do I write a convex function that uses a list of, or no, that returns a list of users from a convex users table? I also want to insert the user's name in each object, and that data comes from Clerk. Fetch a list of users from the convex users table. Okay. For each user, fetch the user's name from Clerk. Oh, I mean, I guess that works. I guess I should have thought of that. Okay, Clerk API key. Do I not already get that if I have this Clerk provider thing? Where is it? In here. Let's see. Clerk provider comes from Clerk client React. Does the Clerk provider from Clerk, whoops, Clerk React give me access, or give me a way to call the Clerk API? Whoa. On the client side, you can use the use query. Does not directly provide access to the Clerk API. Okay. Okay, server-side API, so I need to install this probably. Do I have this in here? Nope. All right, let's do it. npm, or no, pnpm install Clerk SDK node. I'm trusting you, ChatGPT. Using the Clerk node SDK in a convex function. Okay, so I'm going to need an API key. It's not exposed to the client. Some secrets. Okay. All right, so now at least we know enough to be able to go looking in a different place. So let's make another new tab, and we're looking for the Clerk SDK node docs. Decline. All right, we've installed this, set some environment variables, some secrets. Okay. But then what do I do with it once I have it? Whoops. Available methods. Okay, instantiate a default Clerk client instance. What's the difference between this and this? Default and custom. Okay. So this happens. What's a Clerk client? API version, blah, blah, blah. Where's the list of functions that I can call? JavaScript backend SDK? Is this what I'm looking for? Okay, this feels like something. Oh no, this is something else. Do I not want this node one? What am I doing? JavaScript. Node. Okay, maybe I'll go directly to this package. Maybe you'll tell me more here. Easiest way to add auth, blah, blah, blah. Where are docs? Oh, you can use all available methods from the backend SDK. Okay, okay. Full list of available, okay, great. I just need to be better about reading the introduction text. Exposes the backend API. If you want to get a list of all users in your application, instead of creating a fetch, you use, praise. Okay, this is what I want. How do I set you up? I guess ChatGPT told me. Using the node SDK in a convex function. All right. All right, let's do some secret things. So let's go. So we want to call this from inside of users. So what are we doing now? We're going to import query. We already have that. Clerk. Whoops. Clerk from @clerk SDK node. Whoops. I'm mixing and matching my quotes, single quotes, double quotes. All right, const clerk equals new clerk. And we're going to pass in the API key, which is going to come from process.env.something. Clerk API key. Okay. And now we shall do some secret things. So I'm going to go to... I'm going to go to my dashboard. All right. I'm going to swap you over just to... Whoops, hello. Okay, cool. Switch you over to this. And then what am I going to do? Let me talk aloud. Okay, we're going to go to API keys. I'm going to come down here and copy my Clerk secret key. And then I'm going to come into, where is it? My env.local or .env.local. And I'm going to paste this. And I'm going to, whoops. I'm gonna press return a bunch of times so that this will be at the bottom in case I accidentally click back to this page. Okay. And now let's click away to a different page. All right. Let's bring you back. We're back. Now what were we trying to do with that? So we're still trying to get a list of users. So we've got this we don't need for now. We're in here. So now what am I trying to do? I want to get a list of all my users from Clerk, and then I need to add in the, or I guess map over the users array and add in the name from Clerk. I still don't know why this didn't work. Oh, it's because there was no name on here. Well, that's okay. We'll go this route. Okay, so we've got this. And now, what did I need? I was looking at an example. Okay, users.getUserList. Retrieve a list of all users. I really want an example. Oh, perfect. They heard me. Okay, you can see that paginated response, blah, 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 includes data. Okay. There's a lot of stuff. Filter by emails, filter by query. Oh, I guess I could do this. So, because I don't want to get all of my users, I want to get just the monsters or just the humans. I guess in this case it will just be monsters since I hard-coded it. So I guess make a list of emails. Here, we can do that. Const emails equals users.map. And then for each user, we want to return did I just call it email in the, yeah, user.email. Emails, I guess let's, all right. Oops. Oh no, not this again. Did we? I thought we fixed this by hard coding it. Ugh. What's your deal? cannot read properties. Is this still the same problem? So it's got to be something in here. An error has occurred. Oh. Well, I guess let's do this. Profiles.length. Or wait, what am I trying to do? Profiles and profiles.length. Was it undefined or was it null? Oh, here, let's do this. If not, if profiles is falsy, ugh, why are you mad? Profiles. Oh, this is a const. Not anymore. What are you upset about? Will you tell me here? No matching export. Well, that's not good. Okay, there's just too much going on all at once. We can't figure out why this isn't rendering. So it's mad because use profiles. Well, here, what if we do... Can I do this? Or empty array? Is that a thing? Great. Is this going to work consistently though? That's what I don't love, is that I can't figure out why this happens sometimes and not other times, but maybe this is the best that we can do for now. So, all right. So what have we learned? We've got, so we still need to output the emails. Okay, that doesn't help me with this. With this though, is this still an issue? No matching export for Clerk? That seems not great. Maybe that was just an old problem. Maybe I hadn't finished typing. Oop, did my camera die? Is it not plugged in? Hold, please. That's not ideal. Let's see. Can I switch to... Let me switch to a different camera, maybe? I'll just use my laptop camera. Okay, hang on. We're still here. We're playing with some scenes. How do I add my capture card? No. Video capture device, I guess. Create new. What is this? This is going to be my laptop camera. Device. Built-in FaceTime camera. Is this going to do something? Woo! Hello. Okay. Let's make this bigger. All right. And now let's go back here. Cool. All right. What are we doing? We are still trying to get the emails out of here. Okay, so we're back to this now. So we want a list of all the emails. So why is this not? Because I would expect that this should console log, like that this console log statement should work. But it doesn't say anything. Oh, wait. That's because this is running in Convex. No? Oh, no, wait. Because this still showed up. These other... right, if I do like console log identity, that I was seeing in here. Preparing. Oh no, okay, so this is still an issue. No matching export. All right, well, let's go to the Clerk docs. Install this, set up environment variables. You must first instantiate, oh, maybe it's called Clerk Client instead. Okay. All right. If you would like to use the default instance provided by the SDK, you can provide this as an environment variable without passing it in. Oh. Okay. Whoops. Clerk client. Oh, I guess I don't have to do this. So it just knows, as long as I've got this Clerk secret key set. Clerk API key. Pass a Clerk secret key instead of setting this. Okay, so mine's called API key. All right, so hold please. I gotta switch you back. So let me go to my secrets. Clerk. Oh no, it is called Clerk secret key. Whoops. I guess because I copied it from Clerk, they know what it was called, even though I'm typing it in wrong. Okay, so where were we? We were in this users. So I don't even need, okay, I can bring you back. Woo! EJ! Hello, it's going. We are fighting with many different things, but we're just figuring out where we can hard code stuff and leave the hard debugging until later. MVP. So I don't even need this line then. Was it ChatGPT that told me to type that? See, this is why I don't trust the robots. Okay. Please, please work. Okay, so this should be fine because I'm not using anything. But again, why are my console logs not showing up? Maybe I need to refresh it. What's this? Oh, this is the same. Okay, my profiles are showing up. Why? Invalid modules. Was this old? Did this show up before? Clerk client is not a function. Okay, but we're not calling it anymore. Because, like, why are these console logs not showing up anymore? Do they ever show up? Okay, this is here. Am I just missing it? Profiles, profiles. Okay, so this I think is coming out of here, maybe? Inside get current user. Oh, it is showing up. It's just higher. Okay, so here's my emails. Now, what do we do with that? So now we need to take this and we need to send it to, or here, let me, before I forget, identity from getUsersBySpecies. So we want to take this list of emails and now we want to send it to Clerk. All right. Where was the list of functions? Okay, we were in here and then we were looking down at examples. Okay, const response. Show me an example of passing in, yeah, filter by things. Okay. So const data total count await clerk client dot users dot get user list, and I'm going to pass in email address. Does it need to be called email address? Probably. What do? Yeah, string array. So I'm going to pass in emails for that. And now we're going to console.log users from clerk data. I guess I probably don't need the total count. What is gonna happen? I found one error. Was I just in the middle of typing? Did it happen too fast? Ah! A big error. Missing clerk secret key. You told me I didn't need to... Clerk... You must first instantiate a clerk client instance. I did. Provide the clerk secret key as an environment variable. Does that just mean put it in my .env file? Server key. The resolution is as follows. Environment key, or environment variable if applicable. Do I need to restart it, maybe? How do environment variables work if I add a new one? I feel like the other ones I didn't have to restart the app. Did I import the right thing? Clerk client from Clerk node, Clerk SDK node. What if we try again? 404 not found. That's different. Okay. Missing clerk secret key. I swear I put it in there. Oh wait, this is running. These are running on Convex. Do I need to add it into Convex? Let's see. Is there a way to add, whoops, logs, settings? Okay, hang on. I'm gonna move you again. Okay, so we're going to try and see if there's a way to add API keys in here. Okay, environment variables. All right, things, they're happening. Actually, did I set this up in auth or something like that? Providers. Do I just add? Okay, here, maybe I can flip you back so we can see this. Like if I just add this in here, will it show up? Domain process.env.clerk secret key. Oh wait, I don't know what application ID is. Hang on. Let's do a Google. Convex set environment variables in code. Did that not do anything? Clerk set environment variables in code. Search. Oops, Convex. All these C names. Okay, environment variables through the dashboard. Okay, I guess maybe it's only maybe providers or something different. Okay, well in that case, let me hide you again. And then let me go, I'm gonna add clerk secret key. So this is in the Convex dashboard. And then I'm gonna go find them. We're gonna copy this. We're gonna paste it in here. We're gonna save it. We're gonna come back over here. Close this file. Okay. Maybe this will work? Let's see. So now I want to go back to my app. I guess let's close this tab. Reload, maybe. Ugh. Okay, but this is a different error at least, so that's good. Baby steps. Which one of these? Clerk backend. Okay, error. Can you even see this? Should make it bigger. Whoa. Okay, uncaught something something. Server error. Uncaught error. Promise.all. Okay. Whoops. Let me just go to it. Users line 42 equals await clerk client.users. Why don't you like that? Uncaught error. I guess try catch error. Console.log error from clerk. Now it'll be a caught error. But what will it say? Server error. But what? Oh, the above error. Oh no. This is in the React stuff. Okay. Reload. What happened? Oh, it's up here. Okay, error from clerk. Unexpected error. Can't use fetch in queries and mutations. Please consider using an action. Oh. Okay. I remember there was a picture. Oh, here, let me go back to my Convex notes. There was this picture. Can I open this to make it bigger? Open in default app. Oh, here. Guess let's open this here. Just so I can zoom in and make it a little bigger. Oh, we're not even looking at my... Sorry, y'all. I forgot to share my screen again. Okay. Let's open this picture. So I guess because my convex function needs to call a backend service, I need an action for that. So we'll figure out what that looks like. So actions can call third-party services. They can interact with the database. Okay. action constructor. So this is in my function. Pass an object with a handler function. Okay. All right, so we just have too much stuff all in this one file, maybe. So I feel like I should put this in a separate file. Clerk.jsx. So let's import action from generated server. And then what are we trying to do? Export const get users by email action An action can, but does not have to return a value. Action arguments and responses follow the same rules as mutations. Okay, so we know that we want args. This is going to be emails. Do I have an array option? I guess let's see. Import v from convex values. Okay. And then we need a handler that does, oh wait, this I wanted to see if I actually get an array available float array. Okay. Cool. And then this is going to have a handler function, which is going to do something. And I guess I want to make this async, right? Because I'm going to have to await. I'm going to have to await the clerk function that I'm calling. So here, let's see, can I split this? Let's just go over here. So I want to copy this. I'm going to need to import clerk client. And then in here, I want to do this stuff. I guess I might as well copy this over. So in clerk, or in this action, I'm going to try to do this. And then this is not going to be emails. This is going to be args.emails. Okay. So now I need to return something. Return data. Oh wait. I guess I'll do that in here. Return data. And then if we get here, then something went wrong. So I'll return an empty array, I guess. Or maybe I'll throw an error. The action constructor enables interacting with the database. Okay, so if I wanted to do a context thing, but in this case, I'm just trying to read from Clerk. So let's see. Calling third-party APIs. Do something. Okay, let's read. By default, actions run in Convex's environment. This environment supports fetch. Okay. Actions running in Convex's environment are faster compared to Node. Okay. But then how do I call an action from a function? Action constructor. So I need a way to call this action from inside a different function. I guess, do I just import it? Oh, ChatGPT. How do I call a convex action from inside a convex function, or I guess query function? Actions. Ugh, you cannot directly call an action from inside a query function. Well, I guess maybe that's okay. Maybe I'll just call... I'll just separate out these two things. So inside of my users, I don't need to do this. I guess I can do this in my component. So I guess to that end, I don't even need the action, right? Like now we've just added in an extra hop where we have to go to Convex to call the action, which is going to call Clerk, but I could just call Clerk directly from in this component. Oh well. What am I trying to do? So I'm trying to get a list of profiles. Those profiles should include the emails, right? Unexpected error has occurred. Yeesh, this is why we commit our code, is so that we can uncheck a bunch of stuff that we don't know what we did. Oh, profiles.map. And then for each user, get their email. Okay. Great. So we've got a list of emails. So now let's just call the Clerk client from in here. Wait, then do I even need it to be the Node SDK, or would it be that backend library? Because this JavaScript backend SDK, What's the difference between this and the Node SDK? Can I do this from inside of a React component? I'm like getting all of my terminology confused, or just like what things are running on what environments, like what things are running on the client and what things are running on the server. I need to draw it out. I guess maybe let's do that. Let's close this. Let's open this thing. Okay, so we've got, let me do it down here. We've got our app. So this, what page was this? There. This is home. Whoops. There we go. So the home page, and then we've got Convex doing some stuff. And then we've got Clerk doing some other stuff. So we are going to, what are we doing? First, we're going to this, and we're saying, we're getting a list, or no, we're getting the current user. I guess, do we even need to get the current user? We're getting a list of users. In this case, they're going to be monsters to display. And then, I guess this is going both ways. We're asking for it, and then they're sending it back. And that we're storing in profiles. Oops. Profiles. And then from profiles, we're saying get a list of emails. And then we're going to send that to Clerk. And we're saying get me, or get a list of users with these emails. Just put this here. And then they'll be like, okay. And then they're going to send us back. It was just called data. I feel like we should call this something else. Clerk data. And then it's called data on the Clerk end. And then we want to take this and the profiles. Let's see. Gotta rearrange this stuff. We want to take the profiles and the Clerk data, and we want to combine them. And then we're going to have like profiles to display. And we want to combine these two things. Oops, wrong button. That's why it's not working. We're going to combine these two things into one object. And then this is the thing that we're going to map over. So we've got this part working. We need to do this piece now. So I guess inside of my home page, let's go to, well, I guess let me just try and use that clerk function in here. I don't know if this is the wrong way to do this, but we'll see. Import clerk client, and then from this we want to this is where we want to do this stuff. Get the data. Okay, email address is just going to be emails. Ah, bummer. Awaiting. Well, maybe I will call the action since we've already got that set up. Let's see. Node. Instantiate a default. Uh-oh. Well, that's what 2 hours feels like. There's no way that I'm going to finish this in time to submit it, at least not in the given time interval. I guess we'll keep going just to see if we can get this to work. Let's see. So I wanted to find how to call a convex action. Let's see. Call convex action from the client. Calling from clients. Use the useAction hook. Okay. So clerk data is going to be useAction. This is going to be api.clerk dot whatever I called this. Get users by email. Where did it go? Whoops, I'm in the wrong file. Get users by email. And then here we'll just call this clerk data, and then we have to import this. Use mutation, use action. Okay. Something has happened. Users from clerk. Whoops. Ah, that's not what I wanted. Inspect. Show me the console. This I don't actually need. This I don't actually need. Let's see. Use action. Oh, whoops. Wait, so calling an action directly from a client is an anti-pattern. Instead, have the client call a mutation which captures the user intent by writing into the database. This is not what I want to be doing. Hello. Okay, had to step away for a minute. What are we working on? So we're working on, for the home page of this monsters match app, we're trying to get it to display a list of all of the monsters. So like if you're a human, which we are because we've just hard coded it for now. If you're a human, then the homepage should show you a list of all of the monsters, all of the users who are monsters, so that then you can like click connect, which we're not even going to make it that far probably. But right now I'm just trying to get a list of all of the monster users to display. But the issue is that to get their names, I need to have a way to like combine the user data from Convex, which has their species. I guess let me put that in here. So the species data is in here. And then in Clerk, we have the user's name. And so I'm trying to combine these two things into one array, which I guess maybe we should have just started with species and just shown a list of all the species here. Let's start with that. Let's see, profile. I guess let's just do profile.email. Hooray, progress. But what we wanted to do was we wanted to show their name in here. And so now we're trying to figure out how to call Clerk from within this component so that it will so that we can get that data. But at first I thought maybe I needed to do this action, because then there's this like, let's see, where did it go? It's like the actions you use to call Convex, or to call third-party services from within a different Convex function. But I don't think that's actually what I want to do, because I don't want to make a mutation. I'm not trying to mutate anything. I'm just trying to get something. But then it sounded like I couldn't call it from a query. Is that how I got here? Where did we start? Yeah, it seems like maybe actions have to be called from mutations, and then the client calls the mutation, which calls the action. But then how are you supposed to just like make GET requests from a third party? I don't know. Maybe we're not supposed to? Unclear. What if we... Okay, so now we're back to trying to call Clerk from in here. So I guess let's come back here. I feel like I keep waffling back and forth between approaches to things, which to me is usually an indication that like I don't really have a good picture of what I'm doing. And so that was part of the reason for trying to map it out. Okay, so this, we're getting data, We need to await this. So then this, let's comment out. And then this is just going to be emails. All right, we're back to where we started, sort of. Okay, and then we do need this import again. What was it? Import Clerk client from, I forgot. Clerk SDK node. But now if we're awaiting this, now we need to make this async. But I feel like that doesn't seem right. Objects are not valid as a React child. Yeah, okay. Let me look up call, or I guess use await in React component. You can't directly use await, you can use useEffect. Okay, so now we're back to this again. useEffect. Fetch data, set data. Okay. All right. So we're going to need, let's draw this out. We're going to need some state. Our state is going to be, I guess, do we want to just do all of this data fetching in a useEffect? So we're going to need profiles to display. This will be the like end result, and then we're going to need data from Clerk. Actually, maybe we don't even need that. Maybe we only care about storing the final result. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, bending over backwards. That is a little bit what this feels like. It's just like, I know where the data is that I want to get out, but I can't figure out how to get it out in a way that works with React and Convex and Clerk and whatever other things that I'm putting together. But that's okay. This is how we learn. We're learning stuff. It's okay. So maybe I just want to have all of this inside of a useEffect. Okay, I'm going to group. Oh, no, let's leave this here. Okay, show me useEffect. Import. So we need state. So let's do that. Import use state, useEffect from React. And now let's come in here. And we said we want to track profiles, set profiles equals use state. Let's initialize this as an empty array. Nothing to show. Okay, so now useEffect. We're saying we want to do this function on load. on page load, what are we trying to do? We want to do this, do all of this, really. Get the current user, get the current species. Whoops, this is defined twice. What could we call this? Users, I guess that's what. Users from, whoops, Convex. Users. This is also users. Okay, and then at some point we'll figure out how to map over the profiles. So let's move all this junk inside our useEffect. Am I even using this right now? Current user, I'm really only. Yeah, I don't even really care about this right now. To do, add this back in when I figure out dynamic species stuff. Yeah, I tried this to start and then it didn't work. So now we're using useEffect. Yeah, because then it ends up being a problem where it's like, okay, if this returns a promise, you like have to go all the way up your tree, your component tree, right? And then it's a mess. Oh no. But I can't use. Crap. What am I gonna do? Because I can't use this use query hook inside of useEffect. Okay, so we need to do this all in such a roundabout way. So we need to get the users out here, use query, and then inside of, okay, so this, and then we need to get the mutate, or no. So we are just using this useEffect to get the profiles out of, Clerk. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, let's move this back. Okay, so this will happen here. Then the useEffect, I guess, how does this work then? Because I need some of this data. I need to use that inside of the useEffect. Like, will this run before the useEffect runs? I need like a picture of what order these React things execute in. Can I use hooks and other hooks? Then what is this mad about? Whoops. Let's undo this, I guess. I guess it doesn't help that I turned off the settings, because I hate these hover things. Controls whether hover is shown. in here. I guess let's set this back to true. Oh, this is the wrong page. Okay, what do you want? Why are you mad? Show me something. Is it upset because I'm trying to set this in 2 places? Yeah. That's not what I want you to show me. I want you to show me. useQuery cannot be used inside a callback. React hooks must be called in a React function component or a custom React hook function. Why? I guess, how do I make that work? Just const users equals await. Yeah, this part works. The problem is this part works for useQuery. I don't even have to use the await on useQuery. But I do need to use await because now I'm trying to call Clerk. I'm trying to call the Clerk API to get a list of all of my users so that I can take their names and put it into the array that I'm getting back from useQuery. But they're not playing nicely. If a React function has the async keyword, the function returns a promise. So I guess maybe let's go back. Where are these things? So this stuff, let's move this stuff. Oh no, now I have to turn off the hover controls again. So what are we doing? Let's move this stuff out because this was okay. This was working fine. Move this up here. And then now in here, I'm trying to get the list of all of the emails. So for all of the Convex user documents, I want to get the emails so that then I can send that into Clerk. Async. Oh, wait. Oh, geez. Okay, so I need a function. Oh boy. I need a function inside of here, and then I'll call it. God, this is so roundabout. This does not feel great. Const fetch data async. Let's move this. And then let's console, or no, now I want to call that fetch data Why? Why is this happening? I wish there was a way to set it so that it would only hover. I only want you to show me errors. Oh, wait, maybe there is. Okay, if we turn this on, but we turn off all this other stuff, hover documentation. Let's turn all of this off. Just show me errors. Hover. No, no. No. Specifies. No. No. Why are there so many of these? No, 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 no. Is there even an option that's just error? Dang it. Ugh. Okay. Well, I guess we'll just keep turning it on and off. So, oh, homepage. It's like, why is it not showing anymore? Promises must be awaited. Is this an AI generated? Okay, somebody show me an actual human being who wrote an actual function using async await. Okay, just tell me how you fixed it. I have to make sure two things. If you use set state, async function, you need to restrict it at some point. If you use set state, you need to restrict the code execution at some point. What does that mean? useEffect, async function, okay, that's basically this. Does a thing, awaits a thing, and then you call it. This is what I did. Wait, is this a TypeScript thing? This isn't even this isn't even a real error. This is just a TypeScript thing. Maybe that's the problem. I don't know TypeScript. Okay. What is even, where did we even leave off? Objects are not valid as a React child. Found object promise. Did I leave the async on here? Okay, let's take this off. Let's reload this. Oh my god. Okay, so we're fetching data. So in here, what are we trying to do? let's now we can map over this, right? Users from, oh wait, users from Clerk can't use fetch in mutations. Did I leave it in my users? No. Yeah, we're not using this anywhere. Error from Clerk. Reload. Okay, okay. Show me the first error. Process is not defined. Okay, I think this is probably mad because now I'm trying to run it from the client. This is not actually, okay, now I think I have to swap out packages because where am I? Here I'm using Clerk client from Clerk SDK node, which I think is not right. Let me check and see, because they had a backend package too. I think maybe that's what I want. Backend SDK. All right, so let's swap these out. Well, I guess first let me check and see, do they actually call these from, do they call this from a client? Show me the backend API. Okay. Surely there will be an example in here of something. Users. List all users. You're going to show me an example. Oh no, this is just the API. Okay, but maybe maybe this will work. Let's go back. Let's go back. Let's go back. Okay, I want to uninstall this, and I want to install the backend one. So npm uninstall, and then we will wait for this to go. And then we will npm install Clerk backend. We'll see. We'll see if that is any better. Okay, let's see. While this is running, I'm gonna do a quick bio break. I will be right back. Talk amongst yourselves. See you in a second. Okay, and we're back. What were we doing? Oh, here. Code defined outside useEffect will be available within the useEffect. Okay, that's good to know. UseEffect callbacks don't work well with async await, but you could always chain them with a dot then. That's true. I thought they were the same thing. Isn't it doing the same thing? What do they call that? Like syntactic sugar? We can try it though. If it comes to it, I'm open to any and all suggestions. Okay, this installed. So now this we want to come from @clerk/backend. Is this the same? Okay, so this one it looks like we have to instantiate Clerk client, but it works a little differently. Okay, so let's do this. And then I guess, does this need to happen inside of the component? I guess, is that what the problem was? It's just that I hadn't instantiated. I hadn't instantiated the Clerk client. Who knows? Okay. What will this do? Not what I want. Process is not defined. Am I just using the wrong package? Is there a Clerk like REST API or something? Am I just looking for like a fetch? SDK references, React. Client-side helpers. Yeah, but I already have this though. I needed a way to get access to other users. Get users. Get users. Get user list. Export your users' data. Okay, backend API endpoint. Okay, let's Google this. Process is not defined. React environment variable. Create a .env. I have this though. How do I access? Is this going to be an issue because I don't want my Clerk API key in my code? Ah, stupid paywalls. This is a node thing. If it is a front-end project, okay, create a variable name. Inside the Vite config, add this. Ooh, this is messy looking. Values, json.stringify. This seems like a mess. The containing function. Ah, I see. I guess that makes sense because this one, you're not saying, hey, this function returns a promise. It's just like we're using a promise at some point inside of it, and then we'll do something with it. Okay, let's take a step back. What are we doing? I guess I want to get a list of users from Clerk. Clerk React, get a list of all users. Create a server-side function. Okay. I'm wondering if now I need to deploy this somewhere so that I will have server-side functions. Although it says Convex, you should be able... Is that what actions are? But then why did it say that I shouldn't use actions from within my React app? Because the docs were like, oh, don't use that. Like, make a mutation. Like, I can't call a convex action from a convex query. I think it told me somewhere that I couldn't do that. And then it's not a mutation because I'm not changing anything. I'm just trying to get data out of Clerk. Feels like this shouldn't be this difficult. What am I missing? Okay, created an API route. Okay, let's talk to ChatGPT. Let's see, where did we leave off with you? Let's see. Is this where I learned it? It's from ChatGPT? That I can't call an action from a query? Perform the query first to retrieve data, then call the action afterward using that data. Okay, well, maybe we're back to using actions again, even if it's a code smell. Who said that it was a code smell? I feel like it was the Convex docs that were like, don't call this from the client. Calling an action directly from a client is an anti-pattern. Why? Oh well, we're gonna do it anyway. Let's see. So we've got this action that we defined, we returned something, and now we're going to just try and call it from the home page. We have useAction imported. We have the API. Now here, we need to we need to get a list of users. We need to call the action. So const what did we even call it? Get users by email. Whoops. Get users by email equals useAction API dot clerk dot this. So this gives us a function now, and we want to run this. So let's just get users by email, and we're going to pass in what was it expecting? Here in Clerk, we were saying, okay, pass in emails. So back in the home page, we're going to say emails, pass in these emails. I think I can ignore this. This keeps showing up whenever I try to do this, but this is the way that the docs are written. So, oh God, let's turn them off again. Settings, hover, false. Okay, we're just gonna leave this for now, and it'll be mad, but we're gonna ignore it. Okay. Let's comment out this nonsense, because it didn't work. So now we have emails, maybe, const clerk data equals this, and now let's console.log this stuff, users from clerk. Whoops. Let's see. Oh, and then this will be clerk data. Let's see what this does. Is this going to do anything? Nope. Process is not defined. Am I still trying to use process in here? Did I not delete that? Ah, okay, let's delete that. Try again. Hooks can only be called inside the body of a function component. Home, JSX, 20. Aren't we inside of a component? Use state. Is it just still building? Hello, Owen Codes, Brave Teddy, welcome. We are doing a bunch of debugging. Okay. Why isn't this? Cannot read properties of null. Reading use state. What does that mean? When you're trying to use the use state hook outside of a functional component. This is a functional component, isn't it? Oh, missing React import. Okay. What about now? Actually, is React the default? Yeah. This goes outside of this. Let's try again. No. Invalid hook call. I'm pretty sure this is a functional component. It looks like a function. Async server components, no. Can I not set this to an empty array? What if I just do profiles instead? Is it mad that you're iterating over an empty array? Okay, so it loads and then it breaks. What does that tell us? Cannot read properties of null. Did I import it wrong? No. You know what? We're not even using this as state right now. Let's whoops, const profiles. We'll just make this an empty array for now. Is that going to work? You gonna be happy? Woo! Okay. Okay, so now this is saying that it can't find my clerk function. Why not? Server error, could not find public function for clerk get users by email. What if I come in here? Can I look at my functions? Select a file to open it. Let's see. Do I need to do something special to get this to show up as a function? I guess this has been running a while. Oh, preparing convex functions. Maybe it just needed to rebuild it. Error, could not resolve clerk. Oh, right. Okay, this is clerk backend now, and this is different. This is, we did this in here. Create clerk client. And then what? And then we need to set this up. Okay. Clerk backend. And then here, we'll do this. Clerk client. Okay, and then here we'll await this. Maybe this will work now. Preparing convex functions. It's thinking. Okay. An error. Hidden error while pushing. Cannot read properties of undefined. I guess, what does that mean? What file is this happening in? This is inside of validators. Is that this .v? Are you mad because this is outside of a function? Maybe this has to be inside of here. What's it gonna do? Cannot read properties of undefined, reading JSON. What does that mean? Clerk client. I don't even have this in there anymore. Okay, I guess, is there other stuff above this? Could not resolve. From where? From Clerk, line 3. This looks different now. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna stop this and start it again, because I don't know what is happening. Oops, how do I clear this? There we go. PM run dev. Why does this look funny? Did this not finish killing? There we go. PM run dev. Let's try it again, see if this makes any difference. Nope. All right, time for a Google. Okay. Convex. And then a bunch of stuff. Okay. Comments. Oh. Why are these not showing? Deleted? That's not super helpful. I don't even know where it's getting stuck, because these are like not even lines in my code. This is, unless it's this map. Okay, maybe let's just Google this part first. How do I... Hidden error while pushing. What? Tasks, users. API. Well, I guess we could try commenting stuff out to see what it is that it's getting stuck on. I'm assuming it's got to be this, right? It's got to be... It's got to be this thing. Or, okay, this isn't working because we're not actually calling it. But we're not calling it because it's not being created. Or I guess we are calling it, but there's nothing there to call. I don't understand why it doesn't show up here. I guess that's because it's not able to post for whatever reason. Well, we could come in here and try just commenting stuff out to see if that makes any difference. Preparing. Unable to push. What does it mean? Am I missing something else? Import. This is exporting stuff, exporting stuff. That's all that's in here. This is importing stuff and exporting stuff. Okay, well, maybe we call it here for today. Bummer that we can't figure out what this issue is. Maybe it's something with my internet. Maybe it'll just decide to start working again later. But for now, we'll pause it here. I guess technically this isn't due until tomorrow. Or like the hackathon submissions close tomorrow. Actually, is it midnight tomorrow, like the beginning of the day? Like, is it end of day? Let me look. Let's see. Apps due on the 9th. Okay, 11:59 p.m. So we have until end of day tomorrow. Well, we'll see how it goes. Maybe I'll play around with it later today to see if we can get unstuck. But if not, it's okay. We've learned stuff about Clerk. We've learned stuff about Convex. We've learned stuff about React Router. So if nothing else, let this be an opportunity to build towards being able to do other hackathon projects in the future. But yeah, thank you everybody for hanging out today. I will see you around. Have a good week.